body bags where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday's edition of Body Bags. Today I'm going to review a film called The Depraved. Now, I did talk about this in a recent DVD update, and this movie runs 96 minutes long, 93 minutes, sorry, and it's from Phase 4 Films, which they're hit and miss. Sometimes they put out some cool films and sometimes not so much. What this movie is about, it is about a young American named Dennis. Him and his girlfriend are in Berlin, basically just, partying. They meet two other tourists there. I believe one is a French girl. I'm not sure, but they hear stories about like hidden escape bunkers beneath Berlin from back when the Berlin Wall was up, and they used to have German and Russian border patrols, something like that. I believe German. And Dennis and his girlfriend are a bit curious as to what the bunkers look like. They'd like to, have a chance to explore them. So they meet up with a guy named Chris. Chris basically is a tour guide. Supposedly he knows the around the maze in the bunkers, like the back of his hand. So he agrees to take Dennis and his girlfriend and the other two tourists down into the bunkers beneath Berlin. They're basically just exploring all these passageways and rooms and stuff, elevator shafts, all kinds of stuff. And then a bad thing happens. The tour guide Chris, he ends up falling a couple stories, breaks his leg really bad. I mean, we're talking compound fracture. And he is, of course, unconscious. Dennis's girlfriend is a nurse, and she tries to help him with little supplies that she has, which is basically none. So she tells Dennis that they better get this guy some help because he's not going to survive. He's bleeding a lot from his compound fracture, and more than likely he's probably suffering from internal bleeding. So the two other tourists, the two women, decide to go back the way they came to go and get help. Dennis decides that he's going to stay behind with the tour guide, Chris. His girlfriend stays behind with him. Two girls leave to go get help. And like I said, Dennis and them stay behind. That's when you get to meet a man. His name was Armin. He was a former Border Patrol guard for Berlin, or former East German border guard. And he discovers Dennis and Dennis's girlfriend and the tour guide. He offers help. Of course, he can only speak in German, but luckily Dennis is a little fluent in German, so he can understand him a little bit. He tells Dennis that he can get help for Chris, and of course Dennis takes him up on his offer and lets him lead the way. That was a big mistake. Armin, takes Dennis and Chris and Dennis's girlfriend back to a place where he's been holed up. And basically they're sitting there waiting for supposed help to come after Armin makes a phone call. While waiting, Armin starts telling them stories of when he was on the Border Patrol. Some of them were horror stories. And this is when Dennis kind of feels a little bit iffy about this guy. And basically his feelings of this guy are right. Of course, Armin ends up giving a shot to Dennis in his neck and knocks him out. When Dennis wakes up, this is basically when the shit starts to hit the fan. That's basically the whole synopsis behind the film. What I'm going to say about it, it's pretty damn good. It does have a few flaws. One of them is, lack of kills. And there's basically really only, there's 4 people in the film. There was 6, but really only 4 that it concentrates on. And it's basically like a fight for survival, because Armin is he's a sick bastard. And yeah, here's a little spoiler. He's a cannibal. So basically it's them just trying to escape. It's a really cool film. And there's one scene in particular that stole the show for me, that made me really like this film. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I am going to say it's brutal as fuck. After watching that scene, I was like, oh, shit. Damn, that hurt. I'd probably give this film, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I would give it a higher score, but of course, like I said, it lacks in some of the violence, but the violence that it does show is pretty damn good. And it's actually set up for a sequel, which would be really cool because I'd really like to see a sequel to this film. Yeah, I thought it was really, really good, and I highly recommend you guys check out The Depraved. And like I said, there's one scene, if you guys see this film, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's cringeworthy. It was good. Definitely check this one out, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.